Welcome to Scry Babies Podcast. I'm Lewis Stardust.
I'm Tori the Vast.
Today we're going to be talking all things Foundations. I didn't realize the set was as big as it was.
Yeah.
I think.
It's big set. Big, huge set. So, Foundations, we're going to get into everything about it. From the types of cards, the products that were released, the new stuff, the old stuff. Right after you hear a word from our sponsors.
Today's episode is sponsored by TCG Player.
That's right. TCG Player is your one-stop shop for all things TCGs. Whether it be singles, sealed product, booster boxes, they have it.
They got them all. We've had so many sets come out this year. Honestly, I don't think I can remember everything that we put out. But if you are a new player wanting to get into Magic the Gathering, you're here because we're talking about Foundations. They have all the Foundations products available online. There are some really hot, cool new singles from this set, some really shiny stuff. We'll take a look at it today. And then there's also the beginner boxes that they put out that are absolutely fantastic. We had a chance to play them, and they're super fun. So I highly recommend checking it out on TCG Player.
Be sure to check out TCG Player, too, for all sets coming in 2025. We have Aether Drift, Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, Tarkir, oh my! You can check all of those out on tcgplayer.com.
We also get like a remastered set next year, too.
It's Innistrad in January.
So we love TCG Player. Thank you, TCG Player, for sponsoring this episode. We're also sponsored by Dragon Shield. We got some new Dragon Shields here. Tori's holding up 2 brand new dragons.
I've got Signore. It's actually Signor. Devourer of Light. And we also have Alar, the All Menace. This one is a really cool art sleeve. This one is the Anniversary Special Edition. So it is a red gold matte dual. So it's pinkish reddish on the outside and gold on the inside. Really cool. Love that different inner color.
Yeah, I also like that they've been doing more inner colored sleeves. We got some silver ones this year, which are really fun. I'm focusing on that, but I also want to tell you that we have Christmas related stuff. I guess Gremlins. I guess Gremlins is a Christmas movie,
It
right?
is.
I would think so too. So there's some really cute Gremlins and also some gizmos, which are really fun. I like that they've been doing some other IPs lately. We are used to them doing, of course, the dragons, and then they had like Rick and Morty and
Batman.
we also saw Batman, Superman. We had some Flesh and Blood stuff, right? So they do other TCGs, but seeing them do some fun stuff like this has been really exciting. So if you want to pick up some sleeves to keep your deck safe, then make sure to check out Dragon Shield.
That's right. And P.S. they fit in a stocking.
Oh, they do. They're a stocking stuffer.
It's stocking stuffer. Today's featured patron is Andrew Gappy. Thank you, Andrew, for being a patron. It is patrons like you who make episodes like these possible. You can check out our Patreon in the link below where you can get cool rewards. Check them out. We just updated them.
Yeah, we did a big overhaul of Patreon. So if you were on a previous tier and you want to see what the new stuff is, then be sure to check that out too. All right, let's talk about Foundations. So when Foundations was previewed, it was meant to be kind of like, I guess, a core set, right? Like it's a set to bring in new players for Magic. And I didn't realize it would be so many products, as I mentioned. I thought it would be just the jumpstart stuff and then maybe like a beginner box, but we have collector's boosters too, play boosters.
There's
Honestly,
a lot.
so much.
I wrote a really cool blurb here.
Tell us.
All right, so I wrote, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
This set is about all of the features of Magic that make this game enticing, fun, and leaving the player wanting more Magic. With an abundance of legendary creatures, all of our favorite planeswalkers, Magic's classic cards through the ages, unforgettable card mechanics, and popular themes, this set is anything but boring. Seasoned players will fall in love with the game all over again, and new players are going to see why this is the most popular TCG for a reason.
Mm-hmm. That was good. You wrote that yourself?
I wrote that myself, no
Wow.
AI.
Journalistic integrity. I feel like you could write everything.
Yeah, I was inspired. I actually, Mark Rosewater put out a really cool article about the intricacies of this set and how it was tested a lot with people who've never played Magic before, ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to test the set with them to see, like, do you like it? Do you not like it? What's missing? What's grabbing you? Which I think is really cool that the product testing really tried to get this to be the set that sinks its claws into you and keeps you playing Magic. Also, really cool thing about this set is it has Pioneer, Standard, and Modern legal cards, and it's going to be Standard legal till at least 2029. That's right. You're going to see this for the next, 4 years.
And just talking a little bit about the products too. We of course have collector boosters and play boosters. You know, and we love them. We have it. The collector's boosters were kind of crazy. I opened a box yesterday with Ian. We went to pre-release. It was super fun. I played a really cool black and white life gain drain deck. That was really, really cool. He opened a Lathril. which I was really excited about in his sealed set, and it was like a full art, like special guests, like colorful. I guess not, they're not special guests, but they're new cards from this. We do have some special guests that are really cool. And then in the booster box, I got one of the Japanese foil little babies. So this is for the doubling season card, and then I think Ian got, because we split the box, he got one of the mana ones. So everybody I talked to, it seemed like they got like a Japanese one, and then one of the mana like textured ones that they have too. I don't know how I feel about those ones. They kind of remind me of the Phyrexian
I was
ones.
gonna say they reminded me of the oil
Yeah,
slick like things. I think it's
they're
pretty cool.
cool.
I
Yeah,
like when they play around with the foiling, especially for like individual sets. It kind of makes them feel like they have a different collector vibe among them.
right.
So if you're someone who just likes to collect cards, I think that's a really cool, unique feature of this set.
They also do those confetti foils, which I think I like more. They're really cool. They're like K-pop sparkly magical girl, and it excites me. So those are more of like my thing than like the little symbols. But I think it was cool that we had mana symbols on them for a set like this. I thought that was a really great design. I think the coolest thing that we got a chance to play though was the beginner box.
So they released what is called a beginner box. This is a fantastic way to teach someone who's never played Magic before. The box contains 10 jumpstart packs that are made up of cards from Foundations and are pre-built. Just to note here, these are not the same cards in the Jumpstart product because there is a separate Jumpstart product.
Mm-hmm.
They're all Foundation core cards. So they each include 10 themes. There's like 2 for each color. Like so for white they have cats and healing, blue they have wizards and pirates, black they have vampires and the undead, red goblins and inferno, and green elves and primal. So it's basically all of the traditional like color pairings that you'd see.
Mm-hmm.
And it also comes with reference cards, a booklet on how to play, and it actually has a game that if you've never played before is played out play by play that you can follow along with, so you have something kind of teaching you the ins and outs of the phases and the complexities that come with playing Magic.
Which I think is something we haven't seen before. Like, there hasn't been a great introductory product. When I teach Magic, we teach with Jumpstart, and having
Hmm.
foundations, I think, will be really nice to point to a product to be like, if you don't remember this stuff, you can go pick up this box. I think the thing we usually recommend is trying out the arena demo for the beginners on there. Like, that's a really great source tool as well, but I think people like to have a physical media with them, so having something that can be given to people that's just written out and laid out a sample game is really, I think, a great idea too.
I think they really needed this, especially because a lot of the focus for new players has been Commander. You know, a lot of like the IP crossovers have been Commander products, which has been really cool with getting people into the game. But the only drawback is sometimes learning Commander as your first format can be a little confusing, a little hectic. Where this is a good like how to play Magic at its core, at its base level set like thing. And it also teaches you how to play 1v1, which I think also helps you understand when you do sit down to play a game of Commander. So this was a very, very, I think, needed product. And it's also great for like, you can bring this into schools if you want to start a Magic club. Like, this is just a great intro product.
There's also another new product, which is the starter collection. So it has over 370 cards, including commons to rares, some of Magic's most iconic cards as well. It's a pretty cool set. I think this is the one that has the Giada on top of it, right?
Hmm.
So it includes staples of Modern, Pioneer, Standard, and Commander in the same box. It also encourages deck building. There is a little like spin down, not spin down, what would you call it? Like the rotating guy. What is that?
It's like a click wheel.
The click wheel.
Yeah.
That's like the most nice thing to have as a commander player, especially when those numbers go on like tokens or your life counter, etc. So it includes one of those. It also has 3 Magic the Gathering Foundations play boosters, 26 traditional foil cards, 90 basic lands, 10 are full art basic lands, 13 tokens, 2 reference cards, and a how to build your deck booklet.
And a partridge and a pear tree.
So if it's like if you want to get into deck building but you don't know where to start, we always recommend checking out things like Moxfield and other things too. But as a new player, it can be really overwhelming to have access to thousands of cards. 300 plus cards already sounds like a lot for probably a new player.
Yeah, there is
Yeah.
enough in there to make a Commander deck that is 5 colored.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I read that on the article and I was like, holy crap. So
Yep.
this really encourages you to, you know,
Be creative.
be creative, play different decks, try different things, and it's a whole preset library. All of the cards that come in these are the same each box, so it's not a randomized thing, which is great too.
Other than the
So
packs, like you'll get some surprise stuff in there,
yeah,
right? So
yeah, but
you still have
the
an element of being different.
yeah, you have like the fun of opening like a random booster, but you still have like a nice little library that you can pick through and make some cool stuff. Again, just another really good thing to have on hand, especially like when you go to all those conventions and do like the how to play Magic or like learn Magic panels. this is such a good thing to bring.
It would be really cool to do an event too where everybody like I guess like Boxing League is pretty popular, right? So you can
Yes.
kind of do that with this starter box to be like, okay, you have the starter box, you're gonna have an allotted amount of time to make a commander deck, and then we're gonna play. And I think that's a really good way to like show people who do want to play commander. Whereas like the beginner box, I think that's great for a lot of 1v1 formats. This is
Mhm.
something that you could do with like a group of friends that are like playing commander and do that, which I think is really cute. I think they're
Mhm.
both necessary products and I think they can work together well. And I was also surprised at the price. I thought it was pretty good. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think it was like $30 for the beginner
The
box.
beginning box, I checked on good old the Amazon. I think it was like 30.99 last time I checked, which
Yeah,
is that's a great
yeah,
price.
it's
I
pretty good.
got I got a bowl of ramen and some sushi last night, and it was $30.
Yeah.
Think about that. Less than almost the same as a dinner.
And it's not like I guess the difference is the starter thing is geared for one person, right? Like to build from, whereas the beginner box can be used by multiple people. So I've been talking about getting my niece into Magic because I was like, she's so competitive, she'd be great at it. But I was like, I could buy this for her and she could play with like my nephews and her cousins and they can all like enjoy the game together because it's made for multiple people to play. So I thought that was really cute.
Very, very cute.
Really, really fun.
Another product we're stoked about is Jumpstart.
Yeah.
So this set includes its own Jumpstart set
Mhm.
or Jumpstart product, I guess you could say. If you've never played Jumpstart before, it's 20 card little packs. They include lands and a theme. There's 46 possible themes in general, so you grab 2 of these little packs, shuffle them up, play them as is with somebody else. Super, super fun. We love it. I don't think we've seen a Jumpstart product since Lord of the Rings, if I'm wrong.
No, we had ones after that. There was something like another set that they did one for, I believe. It was like a red and blue box or something. Oh, that might have been the Lord of the Rings box. Maybe it was it.
I'm fact checking.
As you're fact checking, I think those were a mistake. I'm a big fan of Jumpstart. I love like the Jumpstart sets that they do every year. I don't think we needed them with every new set that came out. It just felt like an overhaul of products, right? I think this is like a great necessary product. I think it's one that because there's so many themes as you mentioned, there's ways to. It might have been that because I think it's the red and
I
white
think
box or that.
it was the original 2022.
Right.
Then I think they made
They did it for Martian Machines, I
March of
think.
Machine, and then they did Lord of the Rings, and then I don't think we've seen one since. And I think this is the next Jumpstart.
Right. And I think it should stay that way. I don't think we need them for every set other than like maybe
I
try to
do
bring
like
people in.
having like one a year.
Yeah, no,
One
I
a
think
year is
so. I
really
think one a
good.
year. Like this is your one a year.
Yes.
Last, you had the 2024 set, which is this.
2023
The
was Lord of the
2023, 22.
Rings.
Hmm?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings was last year.
No, the one with the Auntie Blythe was that 22 or 23? They made the only set?
There was original Jumpstart
Right.
2022.
I have that.
Then there's we. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I know.
And then there was Lord of the Rings. There was the March of Machine Jumpstart too, but that was
Right.
like I think like the beginning of the year. I don't
Right.
remember. That's a blur.
Yeah.
But then Lord of the Rings had its own Jumpstart, and that was the summer of 2023.
Right. And then they released Jumpstart after that. No, that was the last thing. Okay. So the 2020 Jumpstart, then
We
2021.
filmed Auntie Blythe in like
22.
2022.
This is time is slipping through me as we're going through this. Point is, I don't think they should do them in set specific things like Lord of the Rings, etc. I think Foundations is a great way to do it. I think they should bring Jumpstart back every like 2 years, whatever they want to do with it. That's the correct math because it sounds like 2022, 2020 is when we had Jumpstart. That sounds great. I love it. It's a great thing for players. I just don't think it should be like set specific.
No, I
Right.
like having one a year, especially
Right.
the set like Foundations. So this Jumpstart product for Foundations actually has like cards that are only in Jumpstart,
Right.
which I think is cool. So they have some reprint legendaries, but they also have new legendaries, and they have some reprints with some really cool art in the Jumpstart product.
Yes.
So yeah, we're stoked on that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good products if you're a person looking to get a bunch of sealed stuff. Highly recommend checking that out. If you're looking to teach somebody how to play, we mentioned the beginner box, and of course, the starter collection would be great gifts to give this holiday season. And even as like a player who has played for a few years now, like I think it's just a good resource to teach people. But I also felt like the other stuff, like the new stuff from the set, was really fun. So if you were worried that Jumpstart like wasn't for you because it was very beginner friendly, there's a lot of stuff for seasoned Magic players in this too. All right, so let's talk about some of those notable reprints. There's a lot of them. It's the good thing about this being a set, which I'm excited about, is some of these cards were like obviously higher in value for price. Some things just need new art. So for me, I'm very excited that there's a new Lathril, and I showed it a little bit ago. She's one of my favorite commanders. She was the pre-con commander for Call Time and has not had like a different art yet. And so I really love the design of this one. If you notice, there's 10 elves in the background with her, which is really cute because her ability is tapping for 10, which is super cool. I also showed you the doubling season, so those are really fun. The confetti foil version of this is insane. It is so pretty. Really, really enjoyed that one. Then there's a couple of those like anime style arts that they do. So they gave one in Jumpstart for Vito. He has a really cool one that kind of looks like Castlevania. And then Adeline's art, I love this card. It's a really great mono white card. It's good for when you're, you know, trying to build decks that are just attacking everybody and doing the thing. So there hasn't been a new art for her as well, which is exciting. My only thing that makes me sad is like as a person who likes foil cards, you're not going to get those foils at a Jumpstart, and like the anime style arts are like I'm pretty sure just in Jumpstart. I don't think they're in the regular boosters too. So that's the one thing that makes me sad because they're really good. And then we also got
Wait,
a
the
really cool.
anime's not in the regular set?
No, there's like these, right?
Yeah.
Like the little cats and stuff, but I don't think you can find like the
Oh, the
Vito.
other okay, that's
Right.
right, there's
They
2.
usually do like a legendary in each or like each thing you're talking about for the color one. There's like a legendary for each jumpstart pack, and that's really cool, but they don't usually have like a foil
Mm.
art for that one too.
Mm-mm-mm.
And the last thing was the big Atali. Atali
Yes,
has new art. It's super cute.
I like it.
Yeah, Ian got a foil one, I got a regular one, and I was just like, wow, the foil on it is very cool and it looks awesome. So I was happy to see that. What about you?
So for the reprints, I love the Llanowar Elves.
So
The
cute.
anime one is super, super cute.
We opened it in
Love
Jumpstart
it.
yesterday too, yeah.
Yeah, oh, you got that one?
Yeah. It's cool because it's like there's so many versions of that card,
Mhm.
right? But like this is like a really cool take for it. So it's nice to see a different design too.
Yes, I really like that one, so I have that on my to buy list.
Yeah.
Also, I love the doubling season with the cats. I was
Yes.
just like anything with a cat on it, I want it. We have a reprint of Psy, Master Thopterist, which is a classic card. Shivan Dragon.
Yep.
Shivan Dragon's in there. And then also we have a really cool new full art for Omniscience, which looks really, really
Mhm.
cool. I thought that was a really neat card to, have a full art sweet
It's
version
kind
of.
of crazy. I opened not that one. I opened just regular Omniscience in my sealed box, and I was like, I cannot play this card right now. But I thought it was really cool to see it.
Yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
just also classics like Reassembling Skeleton,
Great.
Savannah Lions, just the classic cards. And I've heard from people who've played at pre-release or got to get access to the set early that it was just fun to open cards. Like even Steve said that at his pre-release he opened a Johnny and was like, I opened this at like one of my very first pre-releases when I was like 13
It's like
years old.
nostalgic. I'm a big
So
nostalgic
it's
person
a big
too.
nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this set really hit the nostalgia mark for like the entrenched players. Like as much as this set was, hey, we're bringing in a lot of new players, this is really fun and enticing for the new player experience, it also caters to those 30-year Magic
Right.
fans who are like, oh my god, I remember, playing this years and years and years ago. And I think that's just really, really cool.
I think that's like it's a set that has something for everybody, like truly has something for everybody,
Hmm.
which is exciting.
You can tell that the design team and like the playtesting team, the whole entire team, every single person who worked on this set really treated it like their baby.
Yeah.
Like, not that any set doesn't have attention and detail, but this one just has like it's just very special, and it's nice to see that reflected in the product.
Yeah. I also didn't realize that they were doing special guest cards in here
Mm-hmm.
in this way, and they were all done in borders and art styles from previous sets, which I thought was a really cool way because it is like bringing all these elements and magic together. So it was really cool to see them put this in there. And ones we got were Grim Tutor, Bloom Tender, Fiend Artisan, Goblin Bushwhacker, Sphinx Tutelage, Temporal Manipulation, Akroma's Memorial, Paradise Druid, Imbercleave, and Condemn. Ian opened the Akroma's Memorial in his pre-release kit, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know that they were doing this in this style. It was really beautiful. My cat is going crazy. Mary, it's not about you. Well, I really like the Fiend Artisan. What was your favorite? Of
Embercleave.
course, should know. It makes
Yes.
sense. Yeah, it was
It's a
really fun.
sword.
I really like that we are constantly getting these special guest cards. I think that was an absolute hit from them this year, just to keep doing them. I'm very happy
You
with
can
the
sit
special guest
down
options we've
right
had,
here.
and yeah, that was very cool to see from them. So,
Agreed.
speaking of cool things, let's talk about those cool new cards.
Cool new cards. So I was looking at what you wrote down and what I wrote down, and I noticed immediately that you wrote down generous pup, which
Yes.
is what I also wrote down. It's the cutest thing I've ever
How
seen in
cute
my
is it?
life.
There's so many cats and dogs. The other one I had was cat collector because I think that's us.
I also was gonna write down cat collector.
Yeah.
Automatic include for Renansarius generous pup because
It's so
so
cute.
adorable.
It's so
I
cute.
also wrote down helpful hunter.
Oh, this card was the best in my deck. I opened 3 of them and I was like, it's all of my cats. And so I put it into my pre-release deck and it was just a cantrip cat. I just kept like killing it, bringing it back to the battlefield, having an ETB to draw a card. It was really fun.
Yeah, it draws a card
Yeah,
and it's cute.
it's very
I can't
cute.
think of anything else I would prefer more. I also like Bolt Wave. Bolt Wave is a really
Yeah.
cool burn card,
Yeah.
especially for like multiplayer. It's just I like seeing cards designed like that, like ping you all for 3.
I
Boom,
mean,
boom,
you could
boom.
just like loop it too and just keep
Yeah,
doing it. It seems really
yeah,
fun.
cool card.
I'm excited about that. Speaking of other cats and dogs, the 9 Lives Familiar card. Have you seen that one?
I did.
It's
There's Nine
fun.
Lives Familiar. Oh, I wrote down Erebos the First Fang.
Yeah,
Really
it's
cool
very
cat
fun.
commander. If you want a mono white cat commander, that was like one of Erebos was the first commander I ever built, actually.
Right.
It wasn't Kalia, it was Erebos. So to see a new card with him was really, really neat. He's also just good in Rin and I'm making my Rin deck pimped out, so I was like, oh,
Yeah. It's really cool. We also got a card for Kiora, so little merfolk, mono
mm-hmm,
blue.
mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see more like planeswalkers and stuff have character cards, which is really fun. Twin Flame Tyrant is a really scary dragon card that seems really cool. It's one that just does a lot of damage, so I can see it being slotted into Kalia decks or other things too. It's kind of bulky for Winota, but maybe I would try it. I also really like the Heir Apparent card. I'm sure you've seen this. I think this is the card I've seen talked about the most from Jumpstart, and it's just a little mono white bunny. It's cool because you can have any number of this card in your deck, and then when the creature enters, you create a number of 1/1 white rabbit creature tokens equal to the number of other creatures you control that are named Heir Apparent. So I've seen a lot of people breaking this card already. It looks fun. Bunnies are fun. I would probably play this in my bunny deck. Miri, why are you being so crazy? But yes, so that one I thought was really fun too. Blasphemous Edict was really fun. And there's a card called Boldwear Intimidator. Did you see this card? It's scary. So this is a great warrior card if you have a warrior card typal kind of deck. But also if you play Nagila, this is kind of like an all-star for Nagila. I think that'll be really fun. I could see it also working in things like Winota because it's a warrior deck and you have things that are like goblins that are warriors too. There's a lot of cool stuff. I'm actually surprised by how many new cool cards that I think could be like great staples or like fun decks to build too. So I have a lot on my buy list because I didn't open all of it.
That's right. I'm excited to see how they're also going to affect all the Eternal formats
Yes.
and how they're going to affect Standard, especially because, that's going to be around for a
Yes.
long time.
I have a lot of people that have been just excited about standard stuff, which feels good because when I started playing, I don't think people were excited about
When
standard.
I said Standard and was like, what's Standard when I first started playing, it was just like that scene in a movie where someone walks in a saloon and everyone kind of looks like, we don't say that name around here anymore.
Yeah.
And then in the last year or two, it's been like,
It has a resurgence. I
it's
understand why.
so back.
Yeah.
Standard is so back.
So that's pretty cool. A lot of good options there. I'm sure we missed some stuff. So if you have some favorite cards that you're excited about, let us know down below. Talking about cool cards, let's talk about some commanders that we want to build.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
I will, especially because you took one of mine, so I had to change it.
What did you put?
I was gonna put Alenda, but I was like,
I played it in pre-release too. She was so good, and I also liked it a lot better than the other card art design for her too. Like I like it. I'll probably build this deck. I think next year we could both build it and we could share it, and it could be fun.
yeah, it's ours.
But I like it. I think it's a really good design. I'm really happy about her new card.
Yeah, so I picked 2 other commanders.
Yes.
I picked Kaikar. There's a new Kaikar, Zephyr Awakener.
Yes.
Super cool.
Yeah.
A bird wizard flying 3/4, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you choose one. You can exile another target creature you control and return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Nice little flicker. And you can create a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying.
Yeah, I think you just lose out on red with Kaikar here, but the exile ability sounds really fun. I also had these 2 on my list, but I didn't post them, so we have a very similar mindset of what we want to build.
And then I also have Alicia, who laughs at fate.
I think it's Alesha.
Alesha, who laughs at fate. First strike, whenever Alesha attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. Raid. raid mechanic. So at the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to Alesha's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. I think this one
It's really
has the
fun.
potential to be very, very fun.
I'm really happy to see them back because the other card was Who Smiles at Death, and this one is Who Laughs at Fate, which is just like a really cool, I don't know, story moment for them.
Badass warrior
Really
shit.
badass warrior shit. The other deck was Mardu, and this one is Rectus, so like again, you lose out on like that color option, but I think it's a really great card design, and I think it could be really fun to play too.
Yes. Tell me your commanders.
Well, we had very similar ones. One I also sent was Baby Loot, of course, because he's so cute and fun. This is actually a really fun mono green deck. I didn't ever have a mono green deck that I was excited to play, but this looks really fun, and I think you could slot it into a lot of decks, and it could be a cool card. For 2 colorless and a green, you get a 1/4 Loot. You may play additional lands on each of your turns, and then for 2 green and 4 colorless, you can tap him, look at the top 6 cards of your library, and reveal a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from among them, and put it onto the battlefield. The rest go on the bottom in random order. I just like things that cheat things out.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that's a fun card design. I also think he's just really cute and fun and adorable, and I'm very much about it. The last thing was the new Niv Mizzet card is kind of like, I don't think I would build this, but it is one that people in CDH have been excited about, so I thought we should mention it at least because it seems like a good design. I think it's a cool Niv Mizzet design. I like Niv Mizzet. I'm always happy to see Niv Mizzet.
You like saying Niv Mizzet?
I like to say Niv Mizzet. It's a fun name. And so, yeah, he's back, which is cool. We're getting dragons next year, more dragon stuff, so maybe there'll be like fun other things you could do, but I'm just like, casting spells with Niv Mizzet, it gets to be a lot.
Casting spells with Niv Mizzet.
But yeah, that's kind of like it. I think it's really funny. Most of the commanders we had were the same ones. And I'm surprised to see so many that I was like excited to build from this set too. So yeah, we didn't even talk about the Planeswalker. The new Kaido Planeswalker is like pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I got my ass whooped at pre-release by it. It was really, really good.
Yeah, they did like
Yep.
a full set of the Planeswalkers too, which is really cool.
Yeah, there was I got like a Johnny one and some other stuff too. So I'm just really impressed with this set, and we're gonna do a kind of like 2024 wrap up and talk about our favorite sets of the year. But I feel like one, as I mentioned, this was a necessary set, and 2, I was impressed with everything about it. Like I don't really have any complaints about this set, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
From like the mechanics to the cards to like the artwork that they did, the special treatments, and then just the products in general.
Yeah.
Like, I like seeing new products come out. Like for Dustmorn, we had the really cool little TV bundle.
Oh yeah, it's still up
which
there because
was
we love it.
We love it. It was just a really cool thing. And just seeing like, not that you need one for every single set that comes out, like you said, but seeing things that come out that are a little bit different, I love that.
I do too. Yeah, a lot of positives. So if you enjoyed this video today and you want to pick up foundations, of course you can check out our sponsor, TCG Player. They have all things foundations. We've really enjoyed playing this set. And yeah, other than that, thanks for checking out this video.
If you enjoyed today's podcast, be sure to leave a like, comment, 5-star review, or whatever it is on Apple or Spotify or whatever you're listening to this on. Give us some love. It's free. It's easy. It helps us more than you know. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.